Hello, and welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, Lindsay Burke. In this episode, I preview the college football playoff, including championship predictions. Also, the Fort Wayne Komets return to action this weekend. We talk hockey and college football coming up. We start with the college football playoff, as it is officially set. Can you believe December is here and we've reached the end of the college football regular season? And not to mention the final year of a 4-team playoff. Based on how this season turned out, a lot of very good teams could have benefited from the new 12-team format this year, including the Florida State Seminoles, who are the first team in the college football playoff format era to not reach the Final Four after finishing undefeated. But here we are. Some say it's due to them losing their Heisman candidate quarterback. Some would say it's because the committee has an SEC bias. And others would argue that Florida State played themselves out of a spot in the top 4 after a low-scoring affair in the ACC championship against the Louisville Cardinals, where the Seminoles won 16-6. But teams can have bad days, right? Evidently, wins and losses matter. Just ask Georgia, who went undefeated all season, who are the defending national champions, winners of their last 29 games before last weekend, where they lose their conference championship and fall to number 6. And then you look over to the Big Ten, where they have an Ohio State team who went undefeated all season, have one of the strongest strengths of schedule, lose on the road to a number 3 ranked team by 1 score, and drop to 7th in the rankings. And they weren't even in the playoff conversation. Let's not get things twisted. Texas is a good football team, but look at them further under a microscope. They did lose to a lower-ranked Oklahoma team earlier in the season, and you can't put a ton of emphasis on them beating an Oklahoma State team in the conference championship. The same Oklahoma State team who got blown out by UCF and South Alabama by more than 30 points in each game this season. So, what does the committee do? Do they place better record teams in the playoff? Do they only put conference champions in the playoff? Do they strictly look at wins and losses? Or do they look at these wins and losses solely based on the strength of schedule? It's safe to say that going forward, college football is going to be much better off with no divisions within conferences and a 12-team playoff. As we say farewell to the Pac-12 and hello to a newly expanded SEC and Big Ten. I'm picking a Washington-Alabama national championship, with the Crimson Tide taking home another national championship under head coach Nick Saban. Washington is a great football team, a young team with a dual-threat quarterback in Michael Penix Jr., and by the way, the same Michael Penix Jr. who will be in New York as a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. But I have to go with experience. And when you talk about experience in college football, Nick Saban is a safe choice. Alabama didn't necessarily get off to a dominant start as always expected by them, but they figured it out and they got hot at the right time. Turning to hockey now, the Fort Wayne Komets look to bounce back after losing 3 straight over the weekend to 2 divisional opponents. Penalties were a huge issue for the Komets, committing 23 of them over the course of the 3 games. They look to clean it up and get back on track this weekend as they face the Tulsa Oilers Friday night at the Coliseum, head back to Indy Saturday, and return home Sunday for a matinee game against the Iowa Heartlanders. I caught up with members of the Komets, including head coach Jesse Kalecki.
Yeah, kind of a mixed bag is the right word. It was some good things. I think we probably deserved better tonight, but we're struggling to score goals right now. But it's not a lack of effort or doing the right things. It's just we're just waiting on some puck luck to come our way.
It's another learning experience for us. Honestly, I think it wasn't maybe our best game last night. I think we kind of took over half of the game last night, and I think tonight we honestly dominated most of it. And I think we had more quality scoring chances for the most part, and I think we deserved a little bit better tonight in general. So it's just, again, it's something we just got to stick together. I mean, we can't start getting negative and starting wanting to change things up too much or anything like that and getting away from our game. We just got to, again, figure out who we are a little bit and stick to that.
We'll keep a close eye on this Komets team and the season progresses, but for now, that's all for this episode of Sports on Tap. As always, thanks for tuning in. Peace.